What's good people? So Joe Rogan recently backtracked on his comments that Jon Jones wanted 30 million to fight Tom Aspinall. Dana White gave Joe Rogan the call and said, listen here, buddy, Jones would rather retire than fight Tom Aspinall. Now, I know Dana White is not the promoter he used to be, and he's not that invested in the UFC in terms of promoting fights and etc. Hence, he does it on their Instagram because his buddies with the president and he's on the board of Facebook Matter, whatever it is. But surely, Dana White, you the dude who told us this fight will definitely happen. You the dude who told us this will be the biggest fight in the UFC. You the dude who say Jon Jones would accept this fight. He would not duck. Surely you wouldn't want to put out into the echoes of the MMA world that Jones would rather retire than to fight Tom Aspinall, or Jones is considering retiring, because as MMA fans, we're going to take it as Jones is ducking Tom Aspinall. He's afraid. The 30 million, it was a bit exaggerant, but we were willing to accept it. We're like, listen, maybe Turkey Al-Sheikh comes in, the Saudi come in, and they pay Jones, and the UFC has this mega fight, and Tom gets a good payday, and then we get to see this mega fight, the fight that the UFC fans want to see. Surely you do not take the approach of boxing where we do not get to see the fights we want to see. Dana, you have prided yourself in the UFC on the fact that we get to see the best versus the best. We didn't get Francis versus Jones, but we can get Tom versus Jones. I mean, Francis versus Jones, Dana will tell you when Francis knocked out Stipe, listen, if I'm Jones, I'm staying at lightweight. When Francis left the UFC high and dry, hey, Francis is scared of Jones. Jones beats every man on this world. Obviously, the narrative will change based on who you're liking at the moment, but surely you'd want to stick to your word when it comes to making this fight happen. Don't tell us that Jones is considering retiring. Jon Jones is considering retiring. Listen, him asking for 30 million was a bit exaggerant, but as fans, we're like, listen, it's not our money, let the UFC pay. We just want to see the fight. We want to see the best fight the best. We want to see an undisputed heavyweight champion crowned. And the more I listen to a few of the MMA legends like Cain Velasquez saying that they believe Jones would beat Tom Aspinall, I thought to myself, maybe, just maybe, you know, ESPN even had the whole Khabib's father say Jones is the greatest and he would defeat the top 5 heavyweights. You know, they had a post on YouTube about that. I thought maybe Jones, you know, he's very aware of what's being said about him. Maybe he would get that confidence, say, you know what, I'm gonna go out there and fight Tom Aspinall. Even if I don't get 30 million, even if I get 20 million, I'll go out there and fight him. But now you're telling us he's considering retiring? The dude who finally has to go up against someone younger than him, someone who is much more dangerous than him, someone who has the ability to knock him out, is afraid to go up against him. Jones, your biggest rival is DC, who was 10 years older than you at the time of fighting. The dude was pushing 40 while you were at your prime. Surely you'd want to prove that you are the GOAT and just go out there and demolish Tom Aspinall. Listen, the fight is much closer than fans are giving it. Some fans feel Tom will just go out there and flatline Jones. Others feel like Jones will outskill Tom Aspinall. It is what it is. We don't know until those people step in the octagon. It's one of those fights that we will be excited once it happens. Fans will say, listen, Jones is not afraid. He fought Cyril Gane because Jones studies tapes. As he tells you, he saw what Francis did to Cyril Gane. For 3 rounds, Francis, who had no wrestling, no black belt, no nothing, was able to win a decision over Cyril Gane because he out-wrestled him. Let that sink in. So what is Jon Jones gonna do? The same Jon Jones who took down an Olympian in DC. What was he gonna do with Cyril Gane? Surely he would make light work of him. Oh, Jones fought Stipe Miocic, the greatest heavyweight of all time. Well, Jones literally said when he was still light heavyweight champion that he did not want to fight Stipe Miocic because Stipe was not a draw. It was not worth his time. Now Stipe is 50 years old. That's a legacy fight. Come on, Jones. We get it. You're extremely smart. You know how to study your opponents, etc. But just show us you're him. Show us you're the greatest. Show us you're that man who survives in a room locked with another man, like Dana White constantly says. Get into that cage with Tom Aspinall and prove to us. Stop asking for 30 million. Well, you are allowed to ask for 30 million. It's your right. You know what I'm saying? UFC, get the Saudis on board. Get Turkey Al-Sheikh on board. But stop talking about retirement. Go out there, beat Tom Aspinall, and then it's solidified. Jones is the GOAT. Duck Tom Aspinall. Let him go on a crazy run in the heavyweight division, which is extremely likely, and you will forever have this stint on your name that you ducked someone who would have destroyed you. But let me know what you guys think. Till the next one. Cheers.